Hey everyone, welcome to Tutoring. I hope you're having a great day. Today we are doing question 17b from chapter 4F. So that is your complex number chapters. And in this video, I just want to show you guys the two different ways of solving this question. So let's get into the question first. Right, so question B, z cubed minus 2iz squared minus 6z plus 12i equals to 0. And we're supposed to solve for z over the complex plane. Right, so this is a complex polynomial, and if you're solving for it, the traditional way is you factor theorem and then long divide, and then find all the factors and then just solve for z. The second way, not common, but in this case you actually can use it, is what I call grouping. So I'll go through the two different methods for you. First one, the traditional one, and then the second one, the grouping way. Okay, so using the traditional way, what you have to do first is you have to factor theorem and you have to find the factors. So you look at the coefficient at the end, so 12i, and find its factors so that when you sub in that number, you get 0. And in this case, after some trial and error, if you sub in 2i, and yes, it's not common that you sub in an imaginary number, but you do sometimes in complex. And if you sub in this right here, minus 2i squared minus 6 times 2i plus 12i, what happened is 2i cubed is 8i cubed, I cubed is negative I, so you get negative 8i. 2i squared is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2i is plus 8i. This is negative 12i plus 12i, and at the end of the day, guys, you get 0. So z equals 2i is a solution, therefore z minus 2i is a factor, and we use that to long divide. That would be our divisor, and we put it over our polynomial. In this case would be that minus 6z plus 12i. And if you want to solve, if you want to find the other factors, just long divide it normally. So to get rid of z cubed, use the red, we multiply z minus 2i by z squared, and if you do that, guys, you get z cubed. So z squared times z is z cubed. Z squared times negative 2i is negative 2i z squared. And what happens is these are the same terms, so they actually cancel out. Then you drop negative 6z, and you also drop 12i, okay? You can't just drop negative 6z because then there's two terms here. You can't just drop one because you can't really long divide. Afterwards, to get rid of negative 6z, you multiply this divisor right here by negative 6, so the factor. And what you end up with is negative 6z plus 12i, I mean. And what happens is, voila, you're done. So your two factors so far is z minus 2i and z squared minus 6. And of course, that's just another way of writing this polynomial term right here. So you can make that equals to 0. Same thing, same equation as this, equals to 0. And of course, if you want to solve for it, you have z equals to 2i or z squared equals to 6. And therefore, z equals to plus minus square root 6. So you will have three answers, and that makes sense. If it's z to the power 3, degree power 3, that means you have three answers. If it's z degree to the power 5, then you have 5 different answers, okay? Right, so that is the long divide, so the traditional way. The grouping way, it's you have to look at your terms. It only works in some occasions, very rarely though, but in this case it does. And what that means by grouping is you can look at the first two terms here, so z cubed minus 2i z squared, and you can factorize z squared out, and you end up with z minus 2i. Then you look at the next two terms, and you realize that, I can take negative 6 out as well, and you end up with z minus 2i and equals to 0. Okay, and then of course, you know that z minus 2i, they're the same term on both sides, on both terms here. So you can factorize that out even further. So if I'm taking z minus 2i out, my leftover would be z squared minus 6 equals to 0. And then guys, it's very easy from that point on. Z equals 2i if you're solving for z. And of course, z squared equals to 6. Z equals to plus minus square root 6, which is the same answer as what we have here. So of course, the grouping way is a little bit shorter, but it doesn't always work. So you need to make sure that you know how to do the traditional way, so long divide, and you also know how to do grouping, okay? So aside from that, guys, this is the end of this video. Hopefully you found it useful, and aside from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.